Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars. I'm Snappy, and thank you for joining me for our live tarot session on today, September 4th, 2024. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And I wanted to first begin with apologies. I was feeling a little bit under the weather yesterday, but I'm back today. And thank you all for the kind messages, those of you who reached out. And I'm happy to be with you here today to discuss some tarot. So let's start out by giving a shout out to people in the chat. Good to see you, Nikosmas. Good evening, Patrick. Good to see you, Valerie. Much love, Christy. And all the love, Mother Rhea. So good to see you all. Thank you, guys. This is beautiful. All right. I wanted to begin today by talking about the astrology a little bit. So, today's astrology is pretty good. It's interesting. We have the moon in Libra. Beautiful, beautiful energy. The moon in Libra is that desire to want to be in community, to want to hear and listen to others. It's that playful energy. It's that energy of trying to achieve balance and flow in community, right? And it's just such beautiful and profound energy. It's fun energy. It's that joyful group energy. Now's the time to get out and be with your friends, to be with your family, to be in that flow with others, And combining this energy with the sun in Virgo, we have this deep, profound striving, right, for perfection and to do better and to do right. So now's a time when we can truly listen to our community, to our group, and we can be of service, right? We can be helpful and be in that mode of contribution, of doing what we can to be a part of and to be helpful. And that's beautiful, profound energy. And it really connected to what I was thinking about the other day when I first titled this episode. I had drawn the Knight of Swords, but I was thinking about this idea of the Knight of Swords as using that intellect to imagine reasons of working in community, of being together, of doing what is right, rather than striving towards conflict or pursuing ego or pursuit of individual wisdom, working in community and conjunction, figuring out what you can offer and how you can make the best difference, to be part and parcel of something greater than the self, deep, profound energy. And when I was thinking on this, I found this beautiful poem and I wanted to read it to you all. It's by Walter J. Gresham. Let me walk with the men in the road. 'Tis only a half-truth the poet has sung of the house by the side of the way. Our master had neither a house nor a home, but he walked with the crowd day by day. And I think when I read of the poet's desire that a house by the road would be good, but service is found in its tenderest form when we walk with the crowd in the road. So I say, let me walk with the men in the road. Let me seek out the burdens that crush. Let me speak a kind word of good cheer to the weak who are falling behind in the rush. There are wounds to be healed. There are breaks we must mend. There's a cup of cold water to give, and the man in the road by the side of his friend is the man who has learned how to live. Then tell me no more of the house by the road. There is only one place I can live. It's there with the men who are toiling along, who are needing the cheer I can give. It is pleasant to live. It is pleasant to live in the house by the way and be a friend, as the poet has said. But the master is bidding us, bear ye their load, for your rest waiteth yonder ahead. I could not remain in the house by the road and watch as the toilers go on, their faces beclouded with pain and with sin, so burdened their strength nearly gone. I'll go to their side, I'll speak in good cheer, I'll help them to carry their load, and I'll smile at the man in the house by the way as I walk with the crowd in the road. And there in the road that goes by the house where the poet is singing his song, I'll walk and I'll work midst the heat of the day, and I'll help falling brothers along. Too busy to live in the house by the way, too happy for such an abode. And my heart sings its praise to the master of all, who is helping me serve in the mud of the road. Beautiful, right? Beautiful energy. I just love it. Remind yourself, it's okay to, of course, to strive for beautiful things in our own life, but we all have responsibilities and we all need to be of service to someone, as Bob Dylan would say, right? You got to serve somebody. Beautiful energy. All right. We're now going to go to our Ganapati oracle. And we're going to ask Lord Ganesha Ganapati, a divine child, the Lord of beginnings, guardian of the threshold, and the master of spirits, the Ganas, to inspire us, to send us a message and ensure our message is heard by those who need to hear it. So, Ganapati, what is the inspiration this evening? All right. Beautiful. Joy. And the message of the evening is joy. Be in joy, spread joy, embrace joy. Get out and dance as Ganapati would. Spin and be merry, right? Embrace that energy of the moon in Libra. Explore love to its fullest. Be in community, in connection with others. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. We're going to start our sortes. For those of you unaware, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy. That is divination through literature. It comes to us from the Greco-Roman tradition, and we invoke the goddesses of inspiration, the muses, and we ask them to send us a message through the text. And today we're going to start with William Butler Yeats. All right. Muses, what is the message from the great Yeats? Inspire us this evening. The passing of those little grains is snow upon my soul, old time. She lays the hourglass on its side. The passing of those little grains is snow upon my soul, old time. She lays the hourglass on its side. The passing of time is snow dusting upon the soul. Wow. Makes me think just randomly of, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Jainism or Jain philosophy. It's a religion that comes from India. Really, really deep philosophy. And one of the ideas they have is karma pugala, which is this idea that karma is not simply some kind of metaphysical thing, but an actual physical force, a material substance, a matter that binds to you like dust and weighs you down to the earth. And part of their mystical practices is about removing the pugala so that they can ascend higher up the plane, ascend the mountain, so to speak. Interesting. Wow. All right, let's continue. We're going to go to Dumas, the Three Musketeers. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Dumas? Inspire us this evening. D'Artagnan, on his part, entered boldly at the principal gate. Although he felt himself ably supported, the young man was not without a little uneasiness as he ascended the great staircase step by step. Wow. Enter boldly the principal gate. and ascend the staircase step by step. There's so much here. There's so much here to think about. When you look in a lot of the mythology, this idea of ascending the staircase and passing through the gates, right? The triumphs. This is beyond important, right? Hecate, in her earliest form, is the one who guides the way, who holds the keys to the gates of triumph. Wow. And even though there's this uneasiness, though, D'Artagnan ascends the great staircase. He doesn't look back. He passes through the gate, right? Beautiful. Let's continue. All right, let us go to Euripides. 10 plays. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Euripides? Inspire us this evening. Discord of brothers arise because of love or family ambition. It is mutually painful. I loathe it. Discord of brothers arises because of love or family ambition. It is mutually painful. I loathe it. Truer words. It is greed and love that always winds up bringing out the worst in people, right? You know, I speak a lot of love, and love is such a beautiful, powerful thing. But part of the power of love is that all reason breaks in the face of love. You know, when true love is on the table, you are willing to do the most unreasonable of acts in order to defend it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a reality, right? Love is a powerful force that will make you do things you would never imagine. And so is ambition and greed, right? And it's important that we recognize these things so that we can learn to adapt and move and flow, so that we can understand and try to not have these things happen. Ambition is a little bit easier to reconcile and to deal with, right? Greed is a cancer, right? And must be recognized. And we all are prone to it. You know, where none of us are immune, which is why it's so important that we do that reflection, that we look at ourselves and we are honest and see things clear, you know? Interesting. Let's continue. All right. Chapman's Homer, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from the divine Homer? Inspire us this evening. This started Somnus into joy, who answered, swear to me, by those inviolable springs that feed the Stygian lake. With one hand touch the nourishing earth, and the other take the marble sea, that all the gods of the infernal state which circle Saturn may to us be witness, and rate what thou hast vowed, that with all truth thou wilt bestow on me the dame I grant I ever loved, divine Pasiphae. Oh, wow. What's interesting is at the beginning, it started Somnus into joy, which makes me immediately think of our Ganapati oracle. But with joy, what does he ask for? Swear to me, right? By those that feed the Stygian lake. These are the spirits of the underworld. With one hand touch the nourishing earth, and the other take the marble sea. He's swearing by all the gods, that all the gods of the infernal state which circle Saturn may to us be witness and rate what thou hast vowed, that with all truth thou wilt bestow on me the dame I grant I ever loved, divine Pasiphae. Divine Pasiphae. There's a problem here, though. What does Pasiphae want? Who are you to make demands on people and places when they're not even present? What is your love if it is not reciprocated? Oof. And this is where a lot of the pain arises. You swear to the gods that you must possess someone, and you've never even spoken to this person. Like, what the heck? Absolute insanity. And it's that desire to possess, right? That's not love. That's greed. And we also have to recognize that. All right, let's continue. Narcissus and Goldman by Hermann Hesse. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Hesse? Inspire us this evening. It was beautiful to show himself to this woman and to offer her combat. It was beautiful to lose his freedom to this beauty. Beautiful and deeply exciting to gamble his existence on a single throw. What beautiful lines. Have we not just seen the muses? It was beautiful to show himself to this woman and to offer her combat. It was beautiful to lose his freedom to this beauty. Beautiful and deeply exciting to gamble his existence on a single throw. To take that leap of Dionysus into the great mother herself. To lose oneself in the pursuit of beauty, in the love of the other. Through that sexual intercourse. Wild. Whoa, we got spicy there. Let's continue. All right. We're going to go to the Divine Comedy, Dante. Muses, what is the message from Dante? Inspire us this evening. The welcome and long-felt hunger derived from reading in the great book of fate, in which the white and black never change. The welcome and long-felt hunger derived from reading in the great book of fate, in which the black and white never change. Almost in direct opposition and contradiction to reality, right? This is why there's a welcome and long-felt hunger derived from reading the great book of fate, because it provides a static simplicity to the churning ebbs and flow of time. It allows one to see things. But there's something dangerous here, you know? I want to read to you the next line. So read the first and then the second together. It says, the welcome and long-felt hunger derived from reading in the great book of fate, in which the white and black never change. You have relieved my sun within this light, in which I speak to you thanks to her, Beatrice, who endowed you with feathers for your flight. Carried with that love that gives you feathers of flight in order to behold and open and perceive that great book of fate. To stop change and set things down as written. Wow, intense imagery. Let us continue. Goethe, Faust. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Faust? Inspire us this evening. What though imagination spread her wings and early hope towards the things eternal, shrunk is her spacious realm in the diurnal, defeat that loss and disappointment brings. What though imagination spread her wings in early hope towards the things eternal? Shrunk is her spacious realm in the diurnal, defeat that loss and disappointment brings. Wow. Think on this. Imagination spread her wings in hopes towards the things eternal, that striving to that great eternal mother, that cosmic, right? This really reminds me of Attis rising from the mud and ascending to the stars, right? Shrunk is her spacious realm in the diurnal, defeat that loss and disappointment brings. And the more she strives for that higher power and is able to witness the grandiosity that is that universal flow, the less her limited diurnal life on earth, within that cycle of day and night, bound to the earth, is ever limited, right? It's filled with disappointment and loss. Wow. Let's continue. Marlowe, Dr. Faustus. Muses, what is the message from Marlowe? Inspire us this evening. Believe me, Master Doctor, this makes me wonder above the rest, that being in the dead time of winter and in the month of January, how you should come by these grapes. I've read this one before. But again, it's that power of Dionysus, right? Especially in this time. How do you come by such beautiful fresh fruit in the dead of winter? Through that power and magic of generation. Wow. Interesting. Okay. We're now going to go to Lord Byron. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Lord Byron? Inspire us this evening. All earth was but one thought, and that was death, immediate and inglorious. And the pang of famine fed upon all entrails. Men died, and their bones were tombless as their flesh. The meager by the meager were devoured, even dogs assailed their masters, all save one. And he was faithful to a course and kept the birds and beasts and famished men at bay till hunger clung them or the dropping dead lured their lank jaws. Himself sought out no food, but with a piteous and perpetual moan and a quick desolate cry, licking the hand which answered not with a caress, he died. Wow. We've just witnessed the true servant, true service, the love of the dog for the master. So painful, but so beautiful. Let me read this again. Wow. A famine fed upon all entrails. Men died, and their bones were tombless as their flesh. The meager by the meager were devoured. Even dogs assailed their masters, all save one. And he was faithful to a course, and kept the birds and beasts and famished men at bay, till hunger clung them, or the dropping dead lured their lank jaws. Himself sought out no food, but with a piteous and perpetual moan, and a quick desolate cry, licking the hand which answered not with the caress, he died. Oof. Now that is true love. Okay, let us continue. We're now going to go to Edgar Allan Poe. Muses, what is the message from Edgar Allan Poe? Inspire us. The general surface grew somewhat more smooth, and the whirlpools one by one disappeared, while prodigious streaks of foam became apparent where none had been seen before. Oh, wow. The general surface grew somewhat more smooth, and the whirlpools one by one disappeared, while prodigious streaks of foam became apparent where none had been seen before. The surface grew more smooth and the whirlpools disappeared, right? And then the foam comes out of the water. Transformation, the arriving of Aphroditic power, right? Becomes apparent where none had been seen before. This is another thing that you constantly see with the goddess, right? Especially Hecate. It's this idea that she shines even when you can't see her or where you can't see her, but still she shines as bright as the sun. Interesting. Let us continue. We're now going to go to Bernard Shaw, Don Juan in Hell. Okay. Muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Shaw? Inspire us. On the contrary, here I have everything that disappointed me without anything that I have not already tried and found wanting. I tell you that as long as I can conceive something better than myself, I cannot be easy unless I am striving to bring it into existence or clearing the way for it. That is the law of my life. Wow, that is so beautiful. That pursuit of arity, right? Excellence, of reimagination, of self-imagination, of striving. Right? It's also not just that excellence, it's that reimagining yourself into new being. Let me read this again. On the contrary, here I have everything that disappointed me without anything that I have not already tried and found wanting. I tell you that as long as I can conceive something better than myself, I cannot be easy unless I am striving to bring it into existence or clearing the way for it. That is the law of my life. If I can imagine it, it must come. How beautiful. All right. Let us go to my dear friend Graham, The Shape of My Will. All right. Muses, what is the message from Graham? Inspire us this evening. I can no longer live like this, desperate and in despair. So what are you going to do about it? What is the difference than desperation and in despair, right? With certainty and with love, with joy, dive into generation with the certainty that love will persist through the pain of transformation. And even as we die and are churned and recycled, we come back again and again and again and again. Right? Simply be and enjoy. Pursue that joy as we saw with Ganapati. All right. Beautiful. All right. That's our final sortes. We are now going to go to our tarot proper. But before I do, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. It boosts everything in the algorithm, and it is a lovely little blessing that you can send me. I would really appreciate it. And if you're at all interested in the private reading, please reach out to me, snappydbts@gmail.com, or you can find me on the Myth and Lore Discord, Snappy or Lady Snappy. All right. And we are going to use our Thoth Tarot by Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley. And we are going to invoke the god Kronos and ask them to dissect our life, to cut it up and put it on the plate, to show us the interconnections and ask, how do we evolve? How do we rise above? How do we manifest our dreams? And how do we enact our true will? And as always, the center card is the most important. And today's center is change. Learning to rise and flow and adapt, to move between the cycles as they come. Change and transformation. Wow, does this not relate to the very last message? We must abandon desperation and move in loving certainty. Rise upon the waters and flow with the transformation and the change. Recognize that only change is real, right? There is only nature, and her one command is adapt. That's it. It's the one command, adapt, or she will adapt you, and it will be painful. But either way, we're moving in flow. And are you coming? I don't think you'll like it if you go kicking and screaming. All right. Where does this change lead us? It leads us to this divine child, the Princess of Cups, that beautiful child of love and emotional connection, right? That water of water, beautiful energy, that divine child that must be nurtured. But if she is nurtured and cared for, she will blossom and bloom into such a profound power. She could become a queen, a king, a knight, an empress, or more. Right? It's up to us to nurture her and to take care of her. And this is where the change is arising, right? The change is about this loving beauty coming into your life. But this loving beauty is also a responsibility, right? The child provides so much, but it demands everything. Let's continue. And where's the source of this child and this connection fully? It is this mother. The divine feminine in her totality, right? That profound energy that can take responsibility and raise the child, right? Who can give birth to the child. This is a profound connection, right? Mother and daughter. Change and transformation on the way. This could signify a birth. This could signify a coming in of new feminine energy in your life. But the key here is to be in this energy of the mother, right? And to take responsibility and nurture this loving emotional connection, right? And to embrace this change. The change is about taking this responsibility, about engaging this femininity. Where's this going? There will be some kind of strife here with the change, growing and moving beyond. There is always a bit of strife. Strife is that 5 of Wands, that exertion as we try to expand beyond the base of the 4, right? The 4 is balanced, it's secure, right? And this, as we try to expand and pursue our passions, we are met with confrontation. But recognize the 5, the strife, is 1 away from the perfect balance of 6, victory. Victory. If you are true to your vision, and if you are moving forward with love, then you can rise above this strife and achieve that victory. The key is adapting to this change with the right attitude. It makes me go back to the defining card of the reading today, the card I drew the other day, the Knight of Swords, right? The change here is, instead of moving into the world with conflict, to transform that aggressive energy towards service, right? To take that aggression and to turn it into something practical through reasoned action, right? Let's see where this is going. Yeah. How do we overcome the strife? Reasoned action. The science card. You have to take a step back and plan things out and understand that if there is strife, it is because there is a lack of organization or there isn't a true motive, right? Are you being true and just and morally sound? And are you organized and pursuing with the correct method. Science is going to help you get there. Let's see what's happening on the other side. Yeah. Part of this energy about learning to overcome the strife here is about taking advantage of this Virgo sun energy right now. The Virgo sun is about doing the hard work of self-reflection, right? Of shining that light inward and of taking that hard critical look at the self and doing what is necessary to transform, to take responsibility for one's actions and to do what is necessary to become better. The Hermit is painful energy, necessary energy. And when we see connected to the strife and to reason, what I'm seeing here is this is about taking a time out and saying, why are we fighting? The problem is us, right? The universe is telling us the problem is us. We're not showing up reasonable, right? And we need to do that hard work of self-reflecting and thinking on how our actions are preventing ourselves from moving forward. Where is the strife coming from? You know, the strife, the wands, right? This is about our passions. Are we actively, passionately engaging others over petty things, right? Are we being in that aggressive mode? Is that not serving us? We need to really reflect upon these things, right? To be in that reasoned energy, to apply that fiery passion in a more focused way so we can transform the strife into victory. Let's continue. Wow. The change we're adapting to, where we are going as we overcome and we adapt to this change, as we move beyond this strife, what comes is that abundant, loving cup. The abundance love of this child and this connection realized, right? The mother and the daughter and us in that triune, abundant, loving, flowing connection. That is beautiful energy. Such beautiful energy. Wow. I love to see that. Let's see where this is going. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. This is about the pursuit of love and happiness and joy, right? Joy, another defining energy, the energy of Ganapati that opened up our reading. Beautiful. And the energy of Plutus, the divine child, right? Ganapati themselves. Wow. Let's continue. Where is this all going? To the building of a family. This is about the establishment of that foundation, about the creation of the family unit, of the coming together in loving connection, in harmony, of realizing this dream. This is beautiful, beautiful energy, right? That loving abundance, that connection, that divine empress, that princess of cups, and you coming together in love to produce the foundation. To produce the foundation. Wow. All right. Before I flip, please give me a like and a subscribe. It really does make a big difference. And if you are at all interested in a private reading, please reach out. You can find all the info in the description. And come hang out in the Discord. It's a good time with good people. All right. Let's take a look. Here we are. Yeah. This is the reasoned approach. This is all meant to be. This is not only, this is like often when we think about love and these connections, right? And trying to engage with the child and engage in this loving flow. You know, we often think about this as a passionate thing. But in this instance, what we are seeing is that this is, or an emotional thing. This is not just an emotional or passionate anything. It is clearly those things as well, but this is the reasonable thing too. This is the balanced thing, the logical thing, right? The logical pursuit here is to take responsibility and to connect with this energy. It is to move in love and in pursuit of love. That is the reasonable approach, as well as the passionate approach, as well as the emotion approach. And that is deep, right? We don't often see that. Wow. Let's continue. Yeah, what is the change here? The change is moving away from strife and moving into this loving, connective abundance. That trinity, right? The trinity of you plus the mother plus the child. Wow. Beautiful. Rising and accepting this change, right? Embodying this energy, coming together in that connection, that trinity. Beautiful. The key to connecting the Empress, though, what we're seeing here, the Hermit is twofold energy. We also have to recognize is that there's a tendency with this Virgo. The Virgo is that energy of isolation, right? The Virgo is that energy who through her own will ascends the stars, right? She shines a light and she can be helpful when it's needed, but she is alone and solitary. Diana, right? She resists engagement. But what we're seeing here is that there's this profound connection of the Empress, and the result is the creation of the tower. So while on one hand we see that this energy is necessary to engage the reason and to overcome the strife, in this instance we're seeing that we also need to move beyond the Hermit and welcome in and accept this energy of that divine feminine, of that Empress, so that we can build that tower, right? So we can expand beyond that limitation, and that's a result of that change, and we see this clearly on display when we look at the cross. Look at the cross here. The Hermit needs to change and embrace love. That's the growth here, right? We're expanding that Virgo energy to include the abundance, to take responsibility and to be in loving flow with that divine feminine and that divine child. Wow, beautiful, right? And again, look, through pursuing reason and through transformation, through taking responsibility, we're building that tower. This is the logical right thing to do. This is what we're meant to do. This is what we've been working towards, and this is all about growth. And the change here is about learning to curb and to refocus our passions so that we're not in strife, right? Learning to see things in that balanced sense of reason and learning to expand beyond that Hermit so that we can invite that divine feminine energy in, that divine child energy in, so that we can accept this love, so we can accept abundance, and so that we can embrace change and manifest our power, right? The foundation. Wow, what beautiful energy and what deep energy. The key to all of this is taking responsibility, being reasonable, and pursuing love. And adapting to the change. This is happening. This energy is here. It's coming in. But we need to move and expand this and stop engaging in this. If we can do that, everything else is beautiful. It's just about being reasonable and just about learning to move and flow. All right, everyone. That is the reading today. I hope it resonated with you. It certainly resonated with me. All right. Peace and love, my friends. And we will do one final sortes. We're going to go to Ore by Gabriel Macari. All right, Muses. What is the message from Gabriel Macari? Inspire us this evening. I have embraced the senses by transcending them. Thus, I have used their full potential. I have embraced the senses by transcending them. Thus, I have used their full potential. Wow. Beautiful. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And I hope I will see you again tomorrow for another live tarot session. Peace and love.